Hi, it's Andy McClure of Sherpa Business Development, and I've got a couple of things that I want to accomplish with my website that I thought I'd go ahead and share with you as I go through it. A couple of things. One, I've got to change my hosting. I'm currently underneath a friend's hosting account, which has been great because it's been free, but I'm a burden to him in case they want to change their hosting. Then I'm just one more person they have to deal with. And frankly, I don't control my own destiny. So number one, I want to move my host. I have a WordPress website, by the way, where you're looking at here from PageLines. And number two, I've been keeping an eye on my Google Analytics to see what kind of devices people are using when they visit my website. And now it's up to about 10% over the last few months are visiting my website through a mobile device. And I do not have a mobile-friendly website. If I shrink this down here to what the width of maybe a phone would look, and then shrink it down to actually how they'd be viewing it, that's not an easy way to read my website, right? Now, there's a couple ways to tackle this. There are some plugins for WordPress that can help you generate, that will automatically generate another version of your site that's mobile friendly. But there's something else that's new and seems to really be catching on called a responsive design, a website based on responsive design. Let me show you a sample of that. I happen to already have access to all the WordPress themes from StudioPress, and they've got, I think now, 10 different designs that are based on this responsive development technique, and this is one of them called the balance theme. Now look what happens when you shrink the page down. It automatically adjusts the content. So someone on a tablet might see a website and have it look like this, and it's pretty nice and easy to read this way. Someone who's on a mobile phone, whether it's an iPhone or Android, or doesn't matter, it just goes by screen size, it will adjust down to look something like this. And again, it's pretty easy to read. And there's nothing you have to do as the website owner to make it convenient for your visitors to see the site in a pleasing way, regardless of what device they're on. So that's my plan. I've got a couple of things then I need to get done. I need to move over to a new host. So set up WordPress there. I've got now a theme change to deal with, get all the information from my existing site, move it over to the new WordPress site. So I'll be going through a couple of things. All I've done so far is I did set up a new hosting account, and I've got my plain, empty WordPress site set up. So I'm going to go through the steps to get myself all moved over and set up, and I'll be back with you shortly to share what things I ran into and how it went. All right, so I'm back, and things went pretty smoothly. Hit a few snags. If everything went perfectly, this probably would be an hour or two to get to the point of a new site up and running, perhaps leaving some additional tweaks yet to be done. I ended up changing themes. Was what I found out there was another theme from StudioPress called Pros, which gave me a lot more control, a lot more menus to control, colors and fonts and things like that. I don't know CSS. I defer to other people on that. I delegate that kind of thing. But again, I did want to get my hands dirty in this case, and this theme will let me control a lot more things without needing to know CSS. So here's what my site looks like now with this Pros theme and all my content moved over. A few things I learned along the way. There are several different ways that you can export or back up your information from a WordPress site and then import it into another site. So those tools are there. If you're not sure what to use, I encourage you to work with somebody who knows. Feel free to contact me. I can give you some tips on what's available. One of the key things is, though, if you are moving to a new site and you're working from a temporary URL in the meantime, then you've got some limitations. FTP is not as easy to use. There's some other things you need to do with the setup. But again, if you've got a plan, really can be an hour or two to both switch hosts, have WordPress all set up, get a new theme going, get all your content moved over, So that all went pretty smoothly, although it is somewhat of an 80-20 rule. I've got some more tweaks. I don't quite like how these menus have turned out so far, so I'll have to dig in to figure that out. If I look at some of these pages, for example, there's repeat of the titles, so I have to go in page by page and make a few changes. But all in all, I'm pretty pleased. You can check out, I've got a nice looking footer here with social widgets, social connections. Take a look at one of my most recent blog posts is there. And so now here for your reading pleasure, if you were on a phone, navigation's pretty easy to use. You'd be able to check out a whole blog post this way, see everything that's in the sidebars and in the footer. My home page, my logo looks kind of nice up there. All the content from my home page and other things that I had are all squeezed down. So really now I have a mobile friendly site. What I'll do to make this transition complete is point now from GoDaddy, where my domain is registered. I'll point to this new host, make sure everything's working smoothly before I take down the old site, and I'll be up and running. So if you don't yet have a mobile-friendly, a tablet-friendly site, I encourage you to check that out. It's only going to be more and more people who are viewing our websites from those devices. I'll include a link below this video to StudioPress. They have come out with 9 or 10 different themes that are built on this responsive design approach. So if you've got a WordPress site, it makes life really easy. If you don't have a WordPress site, you might want to think about it. Either way, I encourage you to do what it takes to have a mobile-friendly site. All right, well, I hope this gave you a little bit of perspective and insight. If you're a small business owner and you're looking to get more customers or generate higher profits from the ones that you have, I encourage you to check out SherpaBusinessDevelopment.com for more tips just like this one.